Welcome to the Essential Tremor Speaker Series, and I'm your host, Dr. Drew Christensen, and we're super excited to have with us today Diann Shaddox. And we'll be learning today about the important work that her and her foundation are doing. Diann Shaddox was born in Nashville, Arkansas, and is an author, speaker, and the founder of the Diann Shaddox Foundation for Essential Tremor. Diann is best known for her 5 released books, Whispering Fog, Miranda, Spirits of Sacred Mountain, The Gatekeeper, and A Faded Cottage, which is a love story about an artist with essential tremor. Diann was diagnosed with essential tremor in 1982, and she has since has become an advocate for awareness and research towards finding a cure for essential tremor. And this is the reason why she formed the Diann Shaddox Foundation for Essential Tremor. Diann is a Native American and a member of the Wyandot Nation of Oklahoma. Welcome, Diann. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Kristen, for having me be a part of your ET Speaker Series.
Thank you so much. And you can call me Drew.
Oh, right. Drew's easy.
So I'd like to just get a little bit of history on how you ended up founding the Foundation for Essential Tremor. What's kind of the backstory of that?
It's a little long, but not too bad. My ET story started when I was in my 20s. My right hand began to tremor, and I didn't know what was happening. This hand just wouldn't let up. And I was scared, but I was determined to find out what was wrong. I went to doctor after doctor, and they told me that I was just young and nothing was wrong and nervous. I wouldn't give up. So I finally found a doctor that understood and told me that I had essential tremor. I have to say I was relieved, but I didn't know what essential tremor was, and I didn't have a clue. For the next 40 years of my life, I felt alone, thinking I was strange, that there wasn't anybody else that had these tremors. I did my best to hide, which I know a lot of people do. But then my left hand joined my right hand. And I learned tricks over the years of how to grip my hands together, how to hold a glass with two hands, and how to avoid filling out forms or signing anything. I didn't eat at parties or anywhere that I had to dip or hold food. Then life changed. My tremors progressed. There wasn't any way anymore for me to hide. I became frustrated with the stares, and I got so tired of people telling me to calm down. I didn't have to be nervous. Even doctors and nurses told me to stop tremoring. My journey, though, began late one night. It was my birthday. I went to my office and sat down at my computer, and my hands began to shake uncontrollably. I decided just to keep typing and not worry about the mistakes. And all of a sudden, A Faded Cottage. Here is A Faded Cottage about an artist who develops essential tremor was born. This book has led me on a journey that has become a tool to spread ET awareness. At my book signings, no one understood what ET was. I had to explain over and over and over again. Maybe 1 out of 100 people knew what ET was, and they usually turned out to be a doctor or nurse. I began to have people from all over the world that contacted me telling me their stories so similar to me, and they wanted me to help them. So when I learned that over 40 million people, including children in the world, had ET, I knew I wasn't alone and I had to do something. So I started the Diann Shaddox Foundation for Essential Tremor to bring awareness and hopefully find a cure. I knew no one else understood essential tremor better than someone who has it to spread awareness. Now my head, my voice, my legs, my entire body has joined my tremoring hands, but I won't give up until everyone in the world knows what essential tremor is.
That is awesome. That's such a good and touching story. And I love how you went from hiding it to actually coming out and letting people know what it is and raising that awareness. I think most of us that have tremor have gone through those stages where we just want to hide it, and we get pretty good at hiding it most of the time.
Yes.
But it's really hard to hide all of the time. And when we can step out and help educate people about it and raise awareness, I think overall that's going to be super huge. And so the work that you're doing is really great. So, what is the mission of the foundation?
Our mission, Diann Shaddox Foundation, is clear: to bring awareness and find a cure. That is it. It's a simple mission, but I've got a big job ahead of me.
It is a big job for sure. So, what are some of the things that the foundation is doing to bring about this mission?
Well, we have Team DSF is a part of our DSF, and it's people around the world who has joined us to help. And Team DSF works diligently on a daily basis to bring attention to ET awareness by using social media. We are proud of our accomplishments for a young foundation. We're not very old. And in 2019, 91% of our donations went to all our programs. And we're also platinum on GuideStar. We are working aggressively to raise funds and hope in the near future to spearhead medical research for treatments and a cure for ET. We also have a worldwide Facebook group. It's a private page, and that group represents over 100 countries with people who have ET.
That's amazing. That's such great work that you're doing. So, what kind of resources does the foundation have for people that are suffering from essential tremor?
Well, we have many. We have DSF provides brochures with information, and we also have medical alert cards, photo ID and medical alert cards, and it helps to have your photo on it so people know who you really are. And then we have this that we've come up with. It's an envelope, photo ID envelope, and it's for your car to put your registration, your insurance, important papers for emergencies. If you're in an accident or you're stopped, you can pull this out so you don't have to go through. And we can even put your photo on it and all your information about ET and your medical information. And we also have wristbands and, green ribbons and other things. One thing we do have is our family assistance program. that offers several programs to help people with living with ET who are suffering from hardships. The program assists in medicine and fuel, essentials like groceries. This program helps them through difficult times. And we have an extensive information on our website about ET.
That's wonderful. I love that envelope. I remember as a teenager, I got pulled over on it was New Year's evening, and I got pulled over, and the police officer noticed my hands were shaking, right? And so he started he assumed that I was taking medicines or drugs or something. And I remember fumbling through all the papers trying to find all the things he was asking me for. And I think that envelope is a brilliant idea.
Well, and it does say that you have essential tremor on it. So they read that in the beginning. So you don't have to just sit there and try and convince them.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. I love the family assistance program too. I personally have gone through the experience of having to change my career multiple times because of my tremor. And when you go through those experiences, you do have these times where it's really rough. And so that assistance that you're giving families when they go through an experience like that is really, really amazing. I love that.
It does help a lot of people.
That's really, really cool. So with the foundation, I'm sure there's a lot of challenges that you face. What are some of those challenges that you're facing with your foundation?
Well, of course, we're not alone on this. The COVID-19 has caused challenges for everyone this year. Our greatest challenge, though, for the foundation has been that no one knows what essential tremor is. I mean, you try and spread the word, and many people just believe a little tremor is no big deal. They don't understand how it affects you. This year has been difficult with the COVID because we've had to curtail our in-person fundraisers, which are really our big sponsorship. We're grateful for social media, Facebook birthdays, fundraisers, Amazon Smile, corporate sponsorships, and donations online really have kept our programs going. And I appreciate that for the help we're getting.
That's great. The fundraising must be really hard. And hopefully through this event, we can help raise some funds for the foundation. That's one of our goals of doing this.
That will help. Yes, it will.
So one of the things that caught my eye when I was looking at the DSF website was this statement about essential tremor bullying. Can you tell us a little bit about what essential tremor bullying is?
Well, it's a growing problem for children in all areas. Anybody that has any difficulty, it's easy to jump on it. It is also growing with the children because 5 out of 100 children have ET, and they are being bullied in the U.S. But adults are also being bullied. I even brought that up about doctors and nurses don't understand sometimes what ET is. And I've had nurses get on to me to take blood pressure because my arm is shaking, and they've gotten really upset and told me to stop. And you can't. So that the bullying, people, because they don't understand ET, it's not that they're being mean. It's not out there enough to understand what essential tremor is and what we live through.
Yeah, I think it's really an important thing that you're bringing to awareness. The whole bullying, kids get made fun of, but you're right. Even as adults, we can get bullied because of our tremor. I remember a recent experience going in to get my driver's license, and the person there was really, really harassing me about my shaky hands. And when you get harassed like that, it just gets worse, right?
It does. And we just had someone and they wouldn't renew her driver's license because of that. And that she had to do all kinds of extensive medical updates from doctors and she'd been driving no problems. And driving, people don't understand sometimes isn't as difficult. For me, my legs are going. But if it's just hands and you're gripping a steering wheel, when you grip something, it's not so bad,
Yeah.
But yes, we've got to just get the awareness out there.
Yeah. I think another really important thing that I saw on your website that you're raising awareness for is essential tremor related suicide. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I want to go back to the bullying for a minute.
Okay,
And
absolutely.
we do have a program that we're working on. It is Educational Initiative Program. And that we're working to go to schools, get schools up and running. And what we're going to do is educate school personnel. We're going to educate principals, school teachers, and school nurses. And we're hoping to get that program up soon and running throughout the country so that children will not be bullied. And we're also working on, like you said, going to get your driver's license. We're working on first responders on the bullying for the police, the firefighters, EMT, and even hospital.
Awesome. I love that. It's such great work, and going to the schools, that's going to be really huge. Not only to raise awareness about the bullying, but just essential tremor in general. And if kids know about it at a young age, then they can grow up with that awareness. I love that.
It's going to be a good program.
That's awesome.
Now, the suicide, okay, we've got that going too. I've had many people talk to me about suicide, wanting to end. It's just too much on them. And a lot of men have trouble with it for sure. They feel their at work is getting difficult, and what do they do? So we started, the suicide awareness program. Living with tremors, we already know, is demoralizing, devastating. It can be just disability, for a lot of people. People feel frustrated and helpless doing things on a daily basis that anybody without tremors doesn't understand. They think your hands tremors, so that's not a big deal. But when it's difficult to just put makeup on, jewelry, for me to put my jewelry on, I have to give myself a long time to get my jewelry on. Shaving, cooking is another thing. I have spots all over where I burn myself. It's difficult, and it's such simple things that are so difficult to do. And you do get frustrated. You really do. So we're out there to help people understand they're not alone and things are going to be all right. And we will keep spreading the word to let everybody know what tremors are.
That's really, really awesome. So, the future of the Diann Shaddox Foundation, what do you see down the line coming in the future?
Well, the future, my dream is that we make Essential Tremor a household name, so that if anybody says they see somebody in a restaurant shaking, they know that's Essential Tremor. It's okay. You know, it's no more than having someone having cancer or other problems that you can see or you can't see, but they will know. So you don't have to sit there and try to explain. So my dream is to make ET a household name and find a cure.
Sounds like a beautiful dream to me. So, how can our listeners learn more about the Diann Shaddox Foundation?
Well, we're on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we're also, you can go to our website, the Diann Shaddox Foundation.org, and they can contact us through that. There's many contact spots on the whole website, and you can contact me. Many people like to, I've had phone calls, I get emails from people around the world, and I am open to talking to people.
Well, that's very, very generous. Is there anything else you would like our listeners to know?
The big thing is you're not alone if you have essential tremor. We're a big group out there, and we stand together, and we're going to make it. We're going to show the world what essential tremor is.
I love it. I love it. It's a message of comfort and love, and a message of hope. That's what I always like to try and help people understand, is that they need to have hope, that they can learn how to, one, live with this, but the hope that they can actually slow it down and make it better. And the work that you're doing is super wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. A very special thank you to you, Diann Shaddox, for being here with us today. And I want to thank our listeners for being here at the Essential Tremor Speaker Series. And I want to remind our listeners to get your all access pass, which is going to benefit the Diann Shaddox Foundation. And remember to shake free and be unshakable.